Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Galatians, Nibbles number 3, Call to Apostleship. And this comes from Galatians chapter 1, verses 11 through 17, which says, "But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached to me, of me, is not after man, for I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Jesus Christ. For ye have heard all of my conversation in time past, the Jews' religion, how that beyond measure I persecuted the church of God, and wasted it, and profited in the Jews' religion above many my equals in mine own nation, being more exceedingly zealous of the traditions of my fathers. But when it pleased God, who separated me from a mother's womb, and called me by his grace, to reveal his Son in me, that I might preach him among the heathen, immediately I conferred not with flesh and blood, neither went I up to Jerusalem to them which were apostles before me, but I went into Arabia, and returned again to Damascus." And this is sort of the story of Paul's apostleship and what it means in this particular argument. Why is it in the Bible? It's to certify the authenticity of Paul's letters, that he had the authority as an apostle to speak these truths. And the communication was fending off attacks by Judaizers. Application to my life. The Judaizers were attempting to steal Paul's converts in Galatia. As part of this process, they were trying to discredit his claim to be an apostle. His defense was, number one, he had been much more learned in the Jewish faith than any of his accusers. That is, he was a well-trained Jew. Number two, he had been much more zealous in persecuting the church before his conversion. And number three, thus his conversion had been surprising and much more fundamental than theirs. He would have likely been much more prosperous had he remained a prominent Jewish rabbi. And that's what we have to remember. Paul was in line to be a prominent Jewish rabbi, perhaps the replacement of his teacher Gamaliel. We don't know that for sure. But he was certainly one of the young, high-ranking people there. God says, "Do not speak evil of my servants on earth." And that's really what these people were doing. They were speaking evil of Paul, and that he hadn't told them all the truth, or something of that effect, and they were trying to convince people to follow them. My personal response: Lord, thank you for explaining our dependence upon your word and your support when we do. So if we depend on his word, then he supports us as we try to practice his word. We'll see you next time.